Well, this morning, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the International Criminal Court in the Netherlands.
And the court has issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin over allegations of war crimes, including the massacre of Ukrainian civilians and the deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia. The surprise visit to The Hague came a day after denying that Ukrainian forces were responsible for what the Kremlin called an attempt to assassinate the Russian president in a drone attack. Mr. Zelensky had said, "We didn't attack Mr. Putin. We leave it to the tribunal." The Hague also hosts the United Nations International Court of Justice. And this news comes as a new film shares firsthand the pictures and ravages of Russia's war in Ukraine and the work Ukraine is putting in to survive. French philosopher, activist, and documentarian Bernard-Henri Lévy is behind the movie Slava Ukraini. He is also part of a team.
Yeah, a team of French editors actually advocating for freedom of press and the release of the Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich. Bernard-Henri Lévy joins us now with more. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you very much for hosting me. It's very important for me, this release of the film in theaters all around America.
We saw a little clip of it, and you are in like tactical gear, and you're dealing with this incredibly explosive, situation. Were you scared for your life while you were filming this?
Of course, I was. I could not be scared, but everybody is scared. Every civilian in Ukraine receive heavy shelling all day. Every old lady can see her house, her apartment destroyed in a second. Everybody is scared. So I was scared a little like they.
I think also something you can be scared of is people having a fatigue of this war, especially Americans, where, we seem to rally behind something when it happens, but that, I guess the appreciation and determination to support Ukraine might have waned a bit.
It would be a terrible mistake if really America felt this fatigue. It would be a mistake because this war in Ukraine, the war which I filmed on the ground, on the battlefield, is our war. Your war, my war, the war of the West. Zelensky is a champion of the West. He defends the values of the West and the interest of the West. Never forget, Vladimir Putin declared the war not to Ukraine, to America, to Western countries, to Western civilization, with the radical Islamist Kadyrov, the chief of Chechnya, radical Islamist, Allah Akbar and so on. They together declared a total war to us, America. So fatigue is not relevant in this situation.
So I know that this film is also a way to advocate for the freedom of the press, and especially that Wall Street Journal reporter that has been locked up in Russia. What do you know about that situation?
What I know is that Putin again is acting exactly as Al-Qaeda or ISIS. What is the difference, honestly? Al-Qaeda took journalists in hostage. ISIS kept journalists, you remember so many, in hostage. Al-Qaeda even went further, beheaded Danny Pearl, another journalist of the Wall Street Journal. So when Putin takes in hostage another journalist of the Wall Street Journal, he acts exactly as a sort of Al-Qaeda. That's the lesson which we have to draw.
We have, I think, a little clip from your documentary, Slava Ukraini. Did I say that right?
Absolutely. Okay. It means glory to Ukraine, yeah.
Thank you. Let's take a look.
Poutine n'est fort que de notre faiblesse.
Russians are still making the same mistake as the Germans in World War II. They're bombing the civilian cities, civilian infrastructure, civilian houses, killing innocent people. This thing just drives us Ukrainians more mad.
So what do you hope people get out of seeing this film?
Admiration for these defenders, these heroes. Volodymyr Zelensky is a hero, but not only him. The whole Ukrainian people acts so bravely. And it was not evident at the beginning. Remember, we all thought that they will be smashed in a few days. Yeah. Everybody did buy the theory of Putin, who thought that it will be a one-week war. 14 months after, they are still here, standing by themselves, on their feet, resisting, counter-attacking. In this film, I followed the defender of Ukraine, the soldiers, from September to Christmas, all over their counter-offensive, their counter-attack against a Russian army. And they are the best. They deserve a AAA. They are the best soldiers. When they will come in NATO, the Ukrainians, they will be the best army is NATO, the most trained, the most brave, the most best equipped, and so on. This is the lesson which I drew from this long journey on the battlefield and the front line with the Ukrainians.
Bernard-Henri, looking forward after you spent months there documenting this, what do you see happening? Because this war is not ending.
What will happen? The defeat of, number one, what should happen, complete defeat of Russia. It is the only political solution is the military capitulation of Russia. Russia has to capitulate. There is no other way. And what I think is that Ukraine will win rather soon. Each time, I saw that with my eyes and with my cameras, each time the Ukrainians decided to launch an offensive, they won. And the Russian army in front of them collapsed. So wait, the coming month or maybe weeks, you will see. We will have some good surprise for Ukraine and for America, because again, it is our war.
Yeah. Well, the film is called Slava Ukraini. It's in select theaters nationwide right now. It will be on digital and VOD platforms starting tomorrow.
Yeah, on Amazon, on Apple TV, and so on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bernard-Henri
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lévy. Thank you.
Thank you.